Now do that.
I hit the right button
Yes.
today.
We're recording so we don't lose a half an hour of our actual show.
And
That's
we're
a-
like really quiet. Why are we really quiet today?
Are we really quiet?
Did you turn it way down?
No, I don't think I did. You can turn it up though. I did kind of turn us on the lower side. There we go. How's that? Oh, now I'm too loud.
Turning so we're not talking.
You're like, yours. You have to talk, knucklehead.
Okay, well you keep continue talking.
Okay, I will keep talking. So our show today is on the second movie of the Harry Potter, correct?
It is.
And it's the Chamber of Secrets.
Yes.
I don't know. Usually like to talk about a day first. Do you want or a
Yeah.
week?
Yeah. How was your week? What'd you do? Anything good?
Well,
You did your door.
I did my door. This is kind of a very
Sorry, subject.
sore topic. Just real quick, I have a glass door in the front of my house that I had this awesome. So what happens is in the door there's like this metal upside down sword that looked so awesome. I loved it because it just looked like you just grab it and you could just fight, whatever.
Right.
And when the sun would hit it, there was 3 panes of glass. So there was that one, and then there was glass in the sword, and then there was like the next one, so it would shine through, and would really be really pretty.
Right.
Well,
Just like you.
pretty ugly. So what happened was it broke. I came home one day and it had shattered. Like, I mean, in a trillion pieces, like a windshield.
Was that after the storm?
No, I was coming home from work and it was just like, and I live on I live on the highway, so
Yeah.
God knows what happens on the highway. Oh, we got shared. Thank you. It
Thanks,
is Shannon's
Shannon.
favorite movie. This movie
Is
we were
it?
talking about was her favorite.
The last one's my favorite.
So, so what happens is so it's shattered. So when I called to get it fixed, I said I just need a pane of glass to fix it, but the inside was fine. And they said, okay, yep, we know what you want, blah blah blah. And so I was okay. And so they said they come out and give me an estimate, and they came out and they were supposed to call me. They never called me, so I never officially was there when they gave me the estimate. They give me the estimate, and I go, okay, things are different. Okay, I thought it was a little bit much, but okay,
Right.
not like I go glass shopping that often. So I'm like, oh, I
Oh,
believe
it's
you.
it's not what you
Like,
that's not your favorite thing.
Yeah.
You don't window shop.
no. Window shop. So, well, that's so corny. So I'm like, okay, so, I go to cut the lawn, and so they're supposed to come. I ask, do I need to be there? They say no because the way they take it out is real simple. So, I tell my dad, can you make sure you check on it when I'm done? And my poor dad, because
When you're done and when they're done.
when they're done.
Okay.
So my dad goes check and he goes, it's done. It looks weird, but it's done. And I go, weird? And so I go and the sword's gone. Like, so it's a completely clear window. Like, now you can see like my whole house. Like now when you come to when I say it's, what would you say, about almost the full size of the door?
Yeah.
It's the full size of the door. And I am now having a meltdown, and I don't take this well because I don't do well with change. Like if you're going to tell me you're going to do something, this is what I think you're going to do.
Right.
And if you tell me something different, then I have time to, I guess, adjust for it. So I'll go, okay, it's going to be different.
Right.
So I go, and I'm like, what am I doing? And of course, I'm dramatic. I'm
You?
soup.
No.
You're just mad.
You don't walk around naked anymore.
Yes, I can't walk. So I literally, so I go, okay. So I have like this thing where I go, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, what am I going to do with this door? So I get dramatic and I close off the door. Like I put up a giant blanket on the door so you can't open it, you can't close it, you can't do anything.
Right.
Which that's stupid. I have a back or side door, so I start using that, and that stinks. Because
I still go over to your house. I'm like, I don't know which door to use. Because there was a time where like you didn't use the front door.
Because my front door was just I don't know if you remember, like the front door was falling apart.
No,
like
I don't know.
years ago.
I don't remember the reason why. I just remember like
and it was
you could only
like-
go in a certain way, and then
Right,
you'd only
because
go
it was
the other
falling
way.
apart. So that's why we got a new door. That's why the sword door came
Right.
in, and I was like, oh my god, it's a sword door! Like this is so awesome.
Right.
And now here I am where, all right, bye, Rob. You don't have to stay. Thanks for announcing you're leaving, though. We appreciate it. Somebody said this was lame. All right.
It's not for everyone.
I don't blame him. Probably wouldn't listen to me talk either. So I get really mad. So I land up. And let me give credit to Shannon, which is my better half, calms me down and says, "All right, let's." And she wants to spray like some frost on it,
Right,
and
like you would do in, like,
real
the bathroom
simple,
or
like real
something.
simple.
Right.
And of course, I'm having my meltdown. Like, no, we can't do it. It's gonna look ugly, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I come up with this crazy plan, which I find on online about how you can paint your door with regular like paint,
Yeah.
like with acrylic
Like acrylic.
paint. And I'm like, whoa, I have tons of acrylic paint here because that's what I paint my action figures with. I'm like, I'm doing my door. I'm gonna do it. So
Yeah.
and I don't know if you noticed, but the Goofy Geek boutiques, we put our items on cards.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a galaxy. So it's purple, red, purple, blue, teal, that color.
it's like this.
well, yeah, it's kind of looks like that. Yeah, exactly. It looks like that. So I say to myself, you know what? I asked Shannon, can we, make kind of see-through planets, and we put both of our logos up, which is the Goofy Geek and the Goofy Geek Boutique. Then we put planet, asteroids,
Mm-hmm.
and I painted my door. And this sounded amazing to me. Well, we have to do it in one day,
Right.
because the object is that once you uncover the door, everyone can see inside your house now. So I said, fine, I'll do it. So Shannon says, okay. So she spends I would say almost an hour putting up the, was it like, the see-through kind of
Like the stickers.
the stickers, they're
The
not stickers, the
vinyls,
vinyls like
yeah.
on it. And I'm like,
Decals.
There you go.
That's the word.
There's the big word right there.
Parents
You
do this
went
for a
to high school.
living, and I.
Both of our parents going, we don't know these children. Please don't say your names. And so I go, so it's an hour. I said, oh, I got this. So I go up, and my plan was because I made stars the first layer, so it was white,
Right.
like dots. So I had to take a toothbrush and put it in the paint and go do. So let's just put it this way. I sponged the rest. Like I put each color, I put like on a different sponge.
Right.
I'm not joking. At least 6 hours later, I got done with this stupid door, and it came out. I think it came out amazing. So I don't know.
I thought it was pretty cool.
You know what the best part is? At night, it makes the decals bright up.
Right.
During the day, the decals you can't really see because it's 2 layers of glass.
Right.
Because I did on the inside, but you get to see all the white. You can see the galaxy even better when you walk up in the daytime.
Right.
So
at least you get like the best of both worlds.
right. So my problem was the daytime wasn't the problem. It was the nighttime.
Yeah.
Because once you have your light on and your window door is completely see-through,
Right.
it was not going to be a good thing. I would probably cause more car accidents driving by going, what the?
Oh boy.
I would definitely blinded some people. Oh no.
Oh my god.
All right, so that was my week. So that was my Saturday. That was
That was just a Saturday.
That was a Saturday. That was, but we got it. I got it done. I mean, Shannon obviously helped, but she put the decal, and she's like, "Well, you paint the way you want to paint it." And I was like,
Right.
"Oh yeah, I got this." And then every minute going, this was more of a project than I thought. And of course, I don't know if I know everyone's from a different area, but we live all in Rhode Island, and of course, yesterday had to be like 90. So
right.
here I
and
am.
like humid, right?
Like the best part was
it
here
felt
I
like,
am.
I think it felt like 91.
Yes. But this is the best part. I'm in front of glass, like basically a
Did you
magnifying
put your
glass.
sunscreen on?
So basically, it was like ant, with the magnifying
Right.
glass. The sun's hitting me.
Right.
I like twice. I went out. I was like, I need Gatorade. Like, you ever seen? I know you have. The SpongeBob when he needs water.
Sandy, water.
That was me. That was me. I was like, oh my god, I can't breathe. It was horrible. It was really bad, but the paint dried real fast though. So
That's
by the
good.
time I was
Right.
done, I just put up.
At least it only took 6 hours.
I know.
If it was dead winter, it'd be like
It would have been
6
still
days.
late. I would have been like, yeah, we're closing up the door again. Oh no.
Yeah, we're chatting about the doors.
Yeah,
A long week.
it was a long week. It was, but it was definitely, it was worth it though. I liked it. I actually posted it in the Goofy Geek Boutique. I was that proud.
Yeah.
Even Shannon was like, "You're gonna post it there?" I'm like, "Yeah, 6 hours of work. Any place I'm gonna post this."
Right.
I was like doing the inside. She's like, "Why are you doing the inside?" I'm like, "I don't know. If I
I
could do
just
the
need
side by
pictures."
side, I want to prove that I did this because I'm not crafty.
Yeah.
I'm not like Shannon is. Shannon can make anything.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I'm like, I'll cry. I'll just be like, it's not working. All right, so let's get to our topic.
Okay.
Well, how's your week? I always talk about my week, and you get out of it every single time.
Because you don't ask me, I ask
know.
you.
So how was your week?
It was long. Like the first week after like vacation, back to work, and you're like, And then we actually had somebody arrested at the salon, or not arrested, but escorted out by police yesterday.
Oh, that's nice.
Basically, she was causing trouble. She wouldn't leave, and
Yeah.
that's that.
We all
But-
have. I think every job has that one day, that one customer who
Right.
just is
Well,
having a bad day and just can't let go.
she's
of it.
having a bad life.
We all have.
Right, but I had a new
Did I just
client
tell
in
you
my
about my
chair.
door?
I had a new client at the time, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not normal. Like, this is not how we run it. She goes, so it's probably not a good day to run out without paying, huh? I'm like, probably not. But Kelsey had her bachelorette party last night.
I wasn't invited. I was working on the door.
Right. You had other plans. But yeah, I kind of stayed home, did nothing. I was gonna go to the club last night, but I was too tired and old. And
You go clubbing?
Yeah, sometimes.
Why? I'm surprised by this because I
Why?
just picture you the 9 o'clock bedtime
I
person.
am the 9 o'clock.
So what time do you go
I
to
don't
the
know, like
club? Like 6?
I didn't. I stayed home.
No, but when you do go.
No. Well, we usually have people over on Saturdays, and they're here until
Whenever they
leave.
just sleep. Usually by the time they leave.
No, well, sometimes I sleep over because I don't let people drive and
Oh,
drink.
yeah, no, that's
So,
smart, yeah.
Um,
That's how we used to be, too.
yeah.
Well, my group of
Yeah.
friends. Anyone drank too much. It'd be like, actually, I used to have a friend where we used to have to drop our keys,
Yeah.
and the basket would
Sometimes
disappear.
I'm close to that.
Yeah, when we came, we
Yeah.
had to drop our keys automatically. Like there was no,
Right.
oh yeah, you're fine. You can drive home. It's like, are you
Mhm.
here? Yes. Are you gonna drink? Yeah, maybe. We gotta drop your keys.
Right.
So it was no, and even if you didn't drink, sometimes we could. Where's our keys?
Right.
The only ones that couldn't was like people had to go home or something, and then most of the time we knew they wouldn't drink anyway. They
You get
would-
like little wristbands so you can drink. You can't drink.
little stamps with
Right.
the
the X's.
with the X's, but only can be seen with black lights.
Right.
We have those little flashlights. We're like, oh yeah, you didn't drink.
You're good.
You're good.
What? I can't. Anyways, so let's get to
Okay, let's get to
our topic.
our topic. So it was Harry Potter Secret
Chamber of Secrets.
Chambers of Secrets. Yeah, I I have to admit, I enjoyed it a lot watching it again. Like, I hadn't seen it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to watch, I was like, oh, I know this one. Like, the minute the movie started, I was like,
Wrong movie.
wrong movie. And I was like, oh, no, it's this movie.
Right.
And then we went 15 more minutes. I'm like, oh, no, it's not this movie.
Right.
I was like, I thought this was the movie with the book. And Shannon's like, yeah, it is. Shh, quiet. This is my favorite movie. Quiet. 2 minutes into the movie, okay, yeah, all right, we're here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like, I was like, how did I forget all this stuff? Like, this is good stuff. Like,
Right. We meet Dobby.
well, we meet him right away.
Right,
And
right.
I just want, for the record here, well, I just wanted to say, because there was something I really realized in the movie that I think you don't get to see in the first movie, how good of a person Harry Potter is. Because, first of all, I have to admit, if I was, because the first movie he was 11, now he's 12. At 12 years old, and I had an uncle like that, I'd definitely be doing magic. I definitely would be in trouble.
Well, he's not allowed to do that.
I know, but there's no way.
He's
I
a
would-
goody-goody.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. What a good person he is, because as myself, I don't think I could do or I wouldn't be like, I can't go back. Like, I can't go back there.
Right.
Why? I just know this game. This is no.
Well, he eventually stops going there, right?
No, I know, but the thought is
Actually, Ron picks him up, doesn't he, in this movie?
right.
Yeah.
He rips off the bars that
Yeah.
because of Dobby ends
Right.
up making the uncle put up the bars in the room
Mhm.
because the cake falls on the lady's head, and he's like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Again, that just shows what kind of person he is, because he takes the abuse and he knows that he's more powerful, and yet, again, he doesn't use it. It's kind of like he's perfect. He's a bully that never really is a bully. Like, he could be the biggest jerk of, like, to everybody,
Mhm.
because he just woke up one day and had everything handed to him
Right.
in so many words, and he doesn't do any of that. And it
Mhm.
just shows you, I don't know, like, there's a piece of me that really says, wow, there's something special about who he is already, for the fact that he already has an attitude of, he spent his whole life with his aunt and uncle that treated him like garbage for
Mhm.
11 years. So shouldn't he have some type of, like, I don't want to say hate the world, but have a chip on his shoulder? And
Right.
he finally has something that he could do and come, and he doesn't do it. Like, he accepts that he's locked in there.
Right.
Like, Ron's come saves him.
Mhm.
Well, Fred, like George,
Right.
they come save him. And it's not, there's no point that he's like, yeah, I'll just blow this off and run away and
Mhm.
go to myself. Like, because technically you could just blow that out and just walk out the front door and just be like, I'm out of here.
Right.
But
he
he's
just
still,
doesn't- he
and
just-
that's the craziest thing. Because in this movie,
I wonder if he does that because he knows that if he, like, messes up, he can't go to the place that he wants to be.
maybe.
And he's going to be stuck there anyways,
And
you know?
Ironic.
It's like would take the worst of two evils.
I don't even know if you've ever thought of this, but isn't it ironic? He follows the rules of the people that absolutely trash him, and then he
Mhm.
goes to Hogwarts and he breaks all the rules.
Yeah.
He's out at night. He's
Right.
Going in forests. He's
Right.
going over.
He's like solving
Hagrid's.
all the world's issues.
Like he's like, okay, leave this. Like, they'll be like, whatever you do, don't get involved. Next minute, the three are
Right.
involved.
Right.
I mean, I know this is not the line from this movie, but that Harry Potter is the best is when oh no, what's her name? The witch, the one that's ahead of Gryffindor. Oh
Such with an
God.
M.
I know, I can't think of
McGonagall.
it. Oh, McGonagall. There you go.
Mhm.
I love the fact that she says, "Why is it always you three?"
Right.
It's not in this movie, but I love
Mhm.
the fact that it's like, because then you kind of get the idea of, like, yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
like that he's constantly breaking the rules. But again, I really said to myself, when I was 12, I don't think I'd be doing this. I'd be like, nope.
Especially as not the stereotype, but like as a boy, like
Right.
you're one to cause issues.
Right.
Or
Right.
get into issue like
Right. Get into mischiefs.
yeah.
Like, you're totally like, that's it. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, I totally, and that's the one thing that I loved about the movies, where he was just so, like, I'm fine. And And then once he gets out of there, and then Ron takes him home. I mean, again, I love the Weasleys. I love that whole situation. I love that they're just working people. They love everybody. They're kind of like they're the family that Harry should have had.
Right.
Because, this is where we find out more about Muggles. We find out about mixed bloods type. Like, we find out all these, like, the bigger picture of their reality.
Right.
I love the fact that when oh yeah, I know Shannon loves the part when when they have to go buy stuff for school. And they're doing was it chimney flu? Was it like, or fire flu? What was it? I forgot what it was called.
Shannon, what is it called?
It was a chimney flu where and of course he says diagonal lane instead of diagonal alley instead of the proper name. See, once you say once you say it wrong,
right,
it sticks in my head.
Right.
That I knew I was going to say
Diagon.
Diagon. The whole time I was like, Diagon. And then I was like, diagonal. I was like, oh, no. I know I was going to do that.
Right. Diagonal.
But that's what he says,
right.
or close to that. Like, it's the way he pronounces
he says
it.
Like,
it's
the wrong place.
So he gets, like, the wrong road.
Right.
I just love how they're both, like, they're all just family shopping, and like nobody worries about it. It's just Harry. It's Harry's just happy to be there. He's just like, I'm out of that family. I'm out of the crap, that he's living.
Is this the one where he meets the other girl? Not before he starts dating Ginny?
No, we haven't met her. No, that's the next one. Hold your horses.
All right,
we do meet Jenny though, and she's just a little. She's just I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird because at the end we know them at one age, but I did forget how young they were all in the very beginning.
Right.
Like when I go, oh yeah, oh wow, she looks so much younger than Harry. Oh my god, this is the one. Like, oh my god, like
right.
like weird. Like it's like you have that moment, like. But that you don't think about that when you're growing up.
Right.
But I did. I really did. Oh yeah, she got it.
Yeah, he says Diagon Alley.
He says
Diagon Alley.
Yeah. There you go.
Is it Diagon Alley and then he went to Diagon, or is it?
No.
Because he said it wrong.
He said it wrong. Let's just keep it there. Keep it there. Slow our roll. Because we're gonna mess this up horribly. And
we're true fans here.
Oh no, I am not. Trust me. I do understand there are crazy fans out there, and they're not even crazy. They're people who just know that, like, live it. And there's shows that I can sit here and name you, like, and you just look at me and go, okay, that hurts because I'm so invested. But this is one of those shows that these movies I loved, like. I didn't plan to even get into this. I talked about that in the last podcast. But I got hooked really. And then I love the fact that it got darker. I love the fact that the boys stole the car. Like how are we going to get how are we going to get to school? And I just love the thought was nothing was going to stop them to get to school. Do you hear that? 12-year-olds find a way to get to school. I don't know. That's something special that I don't think you'll get that from most people ever.
I didn't want to go to school at 12.
I did. I believe it or not. I know we talked about this in our bully one. I know I got bullied, but I did like going to school. I liked seeing everybody. I didn't like doing my homework was my big thing. I'll do classwork every day. I love.
Well, it's like, why are we in class for 6.5 hours, and then go home and do 8 hours of homework? Like, what's the point?
I totally.
I mean, I understand if you don't get it done during school, but that's on you, and then you finish it up.
Right.
But don't be assigning 32 problems of math,
Right.
But anyways.
But it all depends on what you're going to do in your life. Like I always feel like if you're going to be. Like, if you're going to go to college and be a doctor or stuff like that, yeah, you're going to have to study. You're going to have to do crazy homework because you need to do A, B, C, and you can't do that in class.
Right.
But if you're just trying to get through the day and you're going to become, you're going to be a hands-on wood maker, whatever, a mechanic, 5 hours of homework is not really going to, it's about you doing, your job over and over until you learn your trade. But the fact is that they steal the car, they go, now, so wait a minute, this is the one thing that so is the car alive or is the car not alive? Now,
what do you mean?
Okay, so this is the trick here. Now I'm going to jump a little forward here. I'm going to miss some of the story, but we jump to when they go.
Oh, like saves them?
When it comes to saves them,
Yeah.
it saves them. And I don't know about you, and I was saying this to Shannon. I said, I don't know about you, but as soon as the spiders, I got in the car and I'd be like, okay, take me. Like you just drove here by yourself. Get me out of here.
Right.
But they don't. They drive it out, and they try to get the shift to fly.
Right.
Which they both pop it in. The car takes off, and spiders are everywhere. Which let's not even talk about the spider situation.
Are you afraid of spiders?
Yeah, I'm not a big spider person.
Like I'm the spider killer here.
Are you?
Actually, no. I'm the releaser.
Oh, you release. You release. I don't want to say I can kill spiders. It's me or them. It's me or them. I'll be honest with you. If they stay in their corner, like those little daddy long legs type of, if they stay in their corner, I'm good. I'm good.
You shouldn't walk out that back door then.
I'm good. If they start to be like, this is mine, I'm like, okay, you're taking too much of the property.
Right.
Like, I'm not too big walking to my shower and walking into cobwebs. I'm like...
Oh, no.
No.
I think that means that you need to take showers more often.
No, we have this one spider that I swear in one day we'll have that one cobweb that goes from one side to the shower to the other, and it sags. Like, it doesn't... Like, so when you walk in, it hits you in the face. And I'll go, oh my gosh, it just hit me in the face. I know. This is mine. That's yours. The corner spot's yours. This is mine. We live here happily. But no, I wasn't. I think it's too many. See, that's my problem. Too many of anything. See, if it's one snake, I can handle it. If it's 1,000 snakes, I'm scared of it.
See, that's where it's like...
Yeah, because
I
it's
don't
too
see
much.
snakes at all.
No, but whatever it is. Like, if it's one shark, like, that's scary. But if there's 15 sharks...
See, I'm the type of person where it's like, if that's going to happen, we're like, all right, take me, because obviously I'm not going to win. like, Harry's talking to this giant spider... La 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 la. Ron is having a meltdown, and I'm going. You're like, I'm Ron.
I'm right there with Shannon, going. I'm gone already, Shannon. There's just there's dust of me. There's an outline of what I used to be there, because I'd be gone. I would just be like, we're out of here. These things are coming from the ceiling. I'm gone. Like, I'm snapping my fingers. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. I don't know about you. First of all, let's make this real clear, because I did think this. What the hell are they walking the cave with nothing but a lantern and a scared dog? I'd be like, okay, we have to go in there with like torches. Right. We need a sword. We need, I don't know. We need
they have
something.
their magic.
Okay, we need more. Let me just, Ron breaks his stick and breaks his wand, and I do not understand how no one in the room, even Hermione, says it's broken, stop using it.
Well, I mean...
No, I know they can't afford a new one because they're the Weasleys.
Yeah.
But even Hermione says, stop. Like, where was she to go, stop doing that?
Wait. Now I have another question.
Yeah, ask it.
So if Hermione can fix Harry's glasses every 3 seconds...
Right.
She can't fix them on?
Thank you. These are things...
I don't get it.
These are things that, again, my dad would say, it's a movie now, so you're not supposed to think this way. And I'll go, no, I have to think it.
You're freezing on your end.
Well,
it must be you.
Is you freezing? Put a jacket on. No. Oh, no.
I was going to say that.
Oh, no. I knew I was going to make her laugh that way. We just went from 10
I hope
people
it's not
to...
my internet.
No, that's
Oh,
mine. I'm on mine own.
Your data.
My data. Data.
Diagon Alley.
Diagonal.
Can I go to the diagonal alley, please?
Well, he does slide. Think about it. He does slide. It could be. But when he shows up, he slides on the floor. He doesn't just...
Okay.
Okay. I'm selling it. Long shot here.
Right.
Yeah, but but where did okay, so when he went to curse Malfoy and the slug comes out, which I was all done with that. Like I was like, because I automatically think that's real. Like in my head, like if that happened real,
Right. I'd be throwing up too.
I'd be like, I don't know how this kid's not throwing up. Like
Right.
more than just the slugs.
Mm-hmm.
So we had that situation. Then we have another situation that it backfires, and I'm like, when does Harry say enough? Like there's a point where he says, "No, I'll do the spell."
Right.
But why? Why did it say it's broken? It doesn't work.
Because
It
then those other points don't come through.
I know. It's kind of like, but I mean, I don't know. At 12, I'd be like, bro, something's wrong here. Like, it's not working. This is a mess. But
I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's your wand.
It does work at the end when what's his name says erases his mind. So
Yeah.
it does work. He's like, I got it. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead, use that. How's
Yeah.
that go for you?
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's the other topic that I wanted to talk about. I'm jumping the gun, but I know I'm going to forget it. Again, doesn't this episode or this movie make you feel that Dumbledore knows exactly what's going on, leads Harry down somewhat of the road, and knows what's clearly going on? Now, because he looks at them when he has the cloak on.
Mm-hmm.
And says if anyone needs help, all they have to do is ask. And he's looking right at them, and they have the cloak on. He knows what's going on constantly. Like, I know you didn't kill. Like it's like he 1 + 1. Like he knows.
Well, in
everything.
the end, he died for Harry.
Well, that's at the very end, but not
but
this
like
movie.
He knew everything that's
He sets it all up. Like
right.
But this is our first movie that we dealt with it.
Okay.
Where we're looking at him saying, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know you did this. I know you did that. Like, and you're just kind of go, well, if you know, why are you letting this happen to me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not catching on to this. Like, it makes you. It makes you kind of feel in the way of like I felt rewatching it going, I feel like this is a trial for Harry. Like he's being tested by Dumbledore. Like I know who you are, and I need you to get here, wherever here is,
Mm-hmm.
at a certain point. So I need to do this and this and this and this, because when we get down to this part of the road, the challenges are going to be so big for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like he already knows what is. Like he has a crystal ball, like already. Because think about it, he's already like figuring it out, you know, of what's happening. I just feel like one point I was like, when they were at the very end of the movie and they're talking to each other, and he's like, yes, I know, and this and that, and oh, you must have been real loyal, you know, for the Phoenix to come and help you, and blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, I'm like, I would have been like, okay. So do you know what's happening here? Like you weren't down there, but you seem like you know where everything's happening. Are you watching me do this and not helping? Because it'd be a big help if you came down and helped.
Right.
I'm only 12 and I had to fight this giant snake with a sword, and
Right.
you know, like where are you? And you know, was your plan for Jenny to go through all this? Like, you know, like. And then you do feel that the adults are playing with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes this series so weird for me, because I feel like any other movie I've ever watched, I've never seen a war basically fight in a school. Think about it. Every single year, they're fighting in the school.
Yeah.
Like, they don't go anyplace else.
That's because Voldemort wants to take
Over the school?
Well,
No, see? Yeah. Because we're trying to take over the world. Like if you're trying to take over a world, you're gonna take over each country's capital, like their main source. The school is just the school.
Yeah.
That's the only weird thing that I always think about this show, and I go, why does he want to take over the school? What does that do?
Mm-hmm.
What, like the big talk is like puring the school. Well, even if you had it pure, which I think is stupid, but even if you did do that, how does that change that? Pure people have their own thoughts. They're not all about him. You know, and that's when everyone starts saying his name more.
Right.
It's not, you know, the name that cannot be said. You know,
Right.
the weird, like, oh no. This is when Hagrid goes to Azkaban. Now we don't know, so I was like, oh, he went to jail. Now in the next movie, when we see what jail is, now I'm like, oh, I forgot he went. Oh, this poor guy. This guy went through some serious, because we don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
We think that it's just jail.
Yeah.
We don't know about anything else. So we're like, oh, okay, he's in jail. He's going to get out.
Why did he go to jail again?
Because they accused him of opening up the chambers.
Oh, that's right.
From the record from when he was a kid,
right.
because supposedly he did it the first time.
That's right. I remember now. Now that you said it. No, I do remember that part.
Yeah.
But this is also when they think that they learn that Harry can talk snake. What is it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Something tongue. Whatever it is.
Apostle
tongue.
Apostle tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they think that Harry was controlling the snake and wanted to attack that kid.
Right.
And they all turn against Harry.
Yeah. I just love the fact that in the first movie, he talks to the snake, and it's like, okay, we're done.
Right. But
And
they
then-
brought that back.
Then they brought it back. The
Mhm.
best part was, from my view, was they didn't do it in English.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see or hear what everyone else heard. In the first movie, we heard what he heard.
Right.
So it really was like, well, what is he doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact it's like, oh, well, everyone could do it. But there was a lot of things that I thought, like, if you weren't a wizard and you never lived that way, you wouldn't get it. Like, Harry wouldn't understand that no one else can do that. Think about it.
Right.
He lives on the outside.
Right.
I don't know. I always try to think of Harry as one of us. If we woke up one day and someone gave us a card and said, like, the lifestyle would be so different. We'd just be like, what are we doing? You know? Oh.
I
Again.
was gonna say something, I forgot.
What's that?
I forgot what I was going to say, but I was going to say something with that.
Yeah. I just, one of those things is, I thought Harry's.
Oh, this is when he learns that, like, there are different things that when Voldemort tried to kill him, that, like, he gave part of his soul to Harry, and, like, that's why he's the chosen one.
Yes. So we're on the road to find out more of that stuff. There's a lot of big things that was weird when I rewatched it. It was like, wow, there's a lot of hints in here that you don't get because you don't see the big picture, and then the next movie and the next movie and the next movie. Really, again, I will always say this: the seventh, because it's part 1 and 2, really basically smacks all the movies all together to such a point that you're like, oh, this is this and this is this. And I like movies like that because it made me think, like, and I didn't even pay attention to that, like that type of thing in that movie. I think too much of things, movies just kind of go along, and for a kid's book to throw it all together and makes you keep thinking, I think is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's a good way to, it keeps an adult going. I can't even think of a kid. Like, it keeps me going, okay, what's next?
Right.
But I did like when the boys were figuring out stuff. Like Hermione was the one that had all the answers all the time. And I like the fact once she becomes, like, petrified, that it really had to, the boys had to step up their game and not just be, like, knuckleheads, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had to kind of branch out and be like, okay. I mean, obviously Hermione still gives him the answer because it's in her hand. But he's, you know, like, they don't stop. They go, okay, we got to do this. We got to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I still wouldn't be going in the forest.
It's where we meet Myrtle too, right?
Oh yes, we meet.
Okay.
Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah.
Moaning,
No.
moaning, right? Moaning.
I don't know.
Moaning.
Now you're saying it like.
No, I'm
okay.
trying to be funny about it. Go ahead.
I thought for the longest time that it was Harry playing, or whatever his name is, Daniel Radcliffe playing her.
Did you really? No. She's. Do you know she's like the?
No. I get that now, but I thought like it was just like
do you know,
they used him as.
I know someone's going to correct me, but I'm pretty sure I'll put money on this. She's the oldest kid cast.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's in her like mid-20s or something
Mm-hmm.
when she's in there, and I would never think that girl was in her mid-20s.
Right.
She, of course, she has pigtails and her hairs, but
Mm-hmm.
and of course she's a ghost, so she's not really 100% on screen, if you understand. She's kind of see-through, but she does a Doctor Who, and that's really her voice too.
Really?
She does an episode of Doctor Who that I'm just like, wow, because I thought it was her voice. Like I thought,
Just like in the
you know,
movie.
like
Yeah.
it's just like the movie. I was just like, oh, I thought this was a made-up voice.
Right.
I thought
that was a character.
Yeah, I did. I was like, oh, awkward.
Unless that's also her character.
No, it wasn't in this one. No, this one. In the Doctor Who one, but yeah, it was, and then the best part was when you find out, poor moaning Myrtle. See, I said
Okay.
moaning.
Okay.
I didn't say
I
poor
thought
though. I didn't do the poor.
Yeah. It sounded weird, but.
I was saying it funny. But I also like the fact that you find out that she ends up being the one, because in the flashback when she gets sucked into, that's the other thing. Why is Harry got to always be sucked into something? He gets sucked into the
He's
book.
the chosen one.
Yeah, but he gets. I mean, like, there's a point where I just like he gets put into his pajamas, and I'm like, that's it. I would never wear pajamas, touching anything anymore, because I'm gonna get sucked into it. Because don't forget, he falls into that like the memory thing with the tears. Remember
Right.
he
Yeah.
falls into. I'm like, come on now.
Right.
That'd be it for me. I'm all set. But the best part is when we do the flashback and we see the hand, it's her. It's Myrtle. Remember when they're holding the gurney,
Oh, yeah,
and the
yeah.
hand comes out and you see that
Mhm.
there's the death. It's her,
Mhm.
and she's like, oh, now I remember. Like she talk, and it's just like again, it puts 1 + 1 where I was like, again, it's almost like you. I don't know about you, but for me, I went in thinking like this is a kid's show movie, and it's made for this type of audience. And by the end, I'm like, this really is more complex than you think it is. Or at least the movie is. I don't know how the book is, but the movie was like, this is a little more complex. I mean, it's not rocket scientist, but it was like,
Right.
if this all leads up to her, you know what I mean, or this or that. And I'm just like,
I have another question.
okay, no, I love them. I love them because I have tons of them myself.
So if you die at Hogwarts, you become a ghost there, right?
I guess. I thought you had to have like a tragic death to come back as a ghost.
Yeah, a tragic ghost, death, but I think you have to be at Hogwarts, right? I would think.
Yeah, I would think so.
Why isn't Dumbledore one?
What do you mean?
Why wasn't he a ghost at the end?
Well, because wait a minute. First of all, if we're going to go that far into the future here, all right? He passes away, and there's like 2 movies left, a movie left. What, doesn't he die in like 7 or 6?
I think 6.
So there's not enough time for him to come back.
Okay, but there's plenty of time for him to come back.
What? He's just a ghost. What is he going to do? He doesn't want to come back either.
He knows it all.
But he doesn't really die in Hogwarts. He dies outside. Off the clock tower, correct? Wasn't it the clock tower he falls off of?
I don't remember. I know he falls, but I don't know.
Oh, you're
where it
a
was.
mess. You're a mess over
I
there.
watched all of them
I-
at once. You expect me to?
She's like clicking over here. She's like, her eye is twitching. She's like, I watched all of them in one day. That's like my door. You did all
Right.
in one day.
But make it longer.
No. So the car is the car alive? because it saves him. And well, don't forget when he first gets to Hogwarts, the car kicks him out and takes off.
Well, it definitely has some.
So I'm like, if it's alive, I'd be in there like, I'm gonna drive and you get to drive. Like
figure it out.
Like Ron is sitting there trying to weave through trees. I'm like, why are you weaving? This thing's alive. He ain't gonna crash.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it just me?
No, I see where you're coming from. But it's like the magic carpet in Aladdin.
No, that's alive. That's alive. That one is doing hand signals. That is alive. That's not the car. There's no shifting, and it knows where it's gonna go.
Okay.
How can you even say the carpet?
Because it's the same concept.
No, you want to say someone Herbie. There you go.
Okay.
Because Herbie's
it's another
somewhat
car.
alive. Didn't you get the car reference? Car. Herbie. And not Herbie.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
I have them all.
Really?
I do.
That doesn't surprise me.
I own all the movies Herbie. I like Herbie. I like Buddy Hackett. And you're like, you don't know who Buddy Hackett is?
Mhm.
He's the mechanic in Herbie. The
Oh.
heavyset guy.
Okay.
You still don't know who he is?
No, I do.
Oh, you,
Yeah.
you look at me like... No, I am. I do like Herbie. I don't like... That's like... I don't know, like... I remember when I was a kid, my dad would go to them... And of course, this is when it, VHS type of thing.
Mhm.
We would go and, regular movies would be one price, and then all the kids' movie would be like half price or
Mhm.
or $1 or something cheap. And he'd be like, "Oh, you can watch one movie." And Disney was like, that was the thing because no one else really had kid shows,
Right.
unless you watch like TV kid shows. And I wasn't gonna. Well, I saw that on TV. Why was I gonna watch that again? I wanted to watch all those crazy movies. I just remember going and being like, I want this one. And my dad go, I've never even heard of that one. I'd be like, I know, but it's Disney and I have to watch them all. No, but that's kind of what Harry Potter came to me. I had to see them all. I watched them all. And now I'm
Mhm.
watching them again. It's nice, too, because I haven't watched them in a long time.
Mhm.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I've watched some of the older ones, or newer ones, I should say, like,
Right.
a few times more. So, like, these were kind of like, I hadn't seen the first two in a long time. And I have to say, I've actually really enjoyed them, even though I probably have more questions like, okay, how is this okay? How are they wandering around and there's no problems? I will say Malfoy definitely steps up his game in this movie. I love his father. I love that whole thing with his father.
I have a question at the end.
Okay.
Well, when we get to the last movie, but
Oh, I love his father. I just love how pompous he is. Unfortunately, I don't know the actor's name, but I will sit here and tell you that he's in Star Trek Discovery, and he's not even that. Like he's a whole nother character. I can't believe it's him because I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Lucius Malfoy. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's him, and I'm like, oh, I know he's an actor, but sometimes when we get something like burnt into our head of like a certain, and he plays Lucius so well. He plays that, so pompous that at the end it makes it wonderful when Harry's like, can I take the book? And he's like, yeah, sure, take the book.
yeah.
And the fact that we saw Harry be so cocky in return is unbelievable to me. And you know what cocky I'm talking about? So when he gives Malfoy the book, the diary, I guess, and Malfoy's like, yeah, all right, this is not mine, and he goes, this is yours, and he hands it to Dobby, and he goes, prove it. Remember when he gets into Harry Potter face of prove it, like prove that it's my book, and so he goes, basically he can't, and so as he's walking away, Harry starts pointing to the book to Dobby, and Dobby opens it up, and there's the sock. And he turns around, and he's like,
Right.
what do you mean I didn't give you clothes?
yeah.
And then the best cocky pot back, which this is where I feel like Harry really kind of like, I'm sorry, it's a 12-year-old
Right.
dream.
Right.
Because you're having a real pompous person, really, especially an adult, and you're 12 years old. He lifts up his pant leg.
Mm-hmm.
And when he picks up his pant leg and shows that he doesn't have a sock on, and he's like,
Dobby's a free elf.
yeah, and he's like, you made me lose, and he is pissed. He's like, there's Lucius is about to like take his little wand out, a little snake wand out of his cane. I love that. I was like, how pompous do you have to be to have your cane, like the top of your cane, come out with a little cane? So wand comes out, goes to get him. Yes, when Dobby gets the sock, exactly, Shannon. And then I don't know what it was. There was a moment where I was just like, eat that, Lucius. He just nailed you. And then was pompous enough, even though it's Harry Potter, to show you it was his sock that did it. Like, you just gave him clothes, and I made you do it.
Right.
So I don't have to prove it's your book. I screwed you another way. Best ending in the world. I love it. I actually think that ending is better than when Harry wins everything. Just the fact that he's just so like, I know you did this. I can't prove it to you, but I'm giving it back to you. I don't know why. Like, I was sitting there and I just had this smile. Like, yeah. I think every 12-year-old had that moment with some, like I did.
It's like a mic drop.
I don't know if you remember this. Well, you won't remember this, but there was I'm going to throw out a name, probably get me in trouble, but whatever. Remember Governor Sunderland? Well, it's before your time, but I was in high school when he became governor. But before then, he used to come to the barn that I rode at when I was in middle school. Yeah, I would say middle school. And he told me one day when I met him, and he told me children should be seen and not heard.
Oh, yeah.
And he told me I wasn't allowed to like be next to him or be with the adults, and I always was around the adults. And I basically got shushed away because of who he was at the time. And then he became governor, and I landed up bumping into him again. And I think he was asking for my vote because I was turning 18 in high school. And I told him, I'm sorry, this child can be seen and not heard. I am not voting for you. And it was like a moment where I really felt really like on top of like a mountain, like because I was really bothered me that I was told I had to be seen and not heard, even though I wasn't doing anything. I was always talking with adults, but yeah, that was
good for you.
Yeah, well, that doesn't happen. Trust me, it doesn't always happen. I have like 3 moments in my life that I, can be on top of the mic and dropping it, if you will. But most of the time, I'm usually at the other end going, yeah, that was a bad idea. Shouldn't have said that.
That's me every day.
I'm Hagrid. By the way, I watched that movie, and I think Shannon looked at me 3 times. Says, "Oh my God, I think that's you." I shouldn't have said that. No, I don't think I should have told you that. I don't think I should have said that. That is my don't think I probably should have told you that.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, not the time, not the place. But no, that was the other part too that I did love. I'm jumping around. I hate when I jump around like this. But when they're in Hagrid's and the 2 boys have the invisible cloak on, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna have to, if you wanted answers," and he's like basically talking to the boys, but the guy from the ministry is like, "What are you talking about? Like, someone's got to feed Fang." I ain't feeding. Like, his face. Like, I kept watching the guy's face. He's like, I'm not feeding Fang. What are you talking about? And it was funny because he's talking to the 2 boys. And it's just the fact that I have learned to kind of, when those certain parts happen, I like looking at the other people. Like, you should be focusing on Hagrid walking out and the 2 boys, but I'm always looking at that other person that he was supposed to be talking to going, why are you talking like that? Or, because I always find it funnier. Or it has like a little gem in it or something. Or at least that's how I think of it.
Yeah. I like to look at the background too. Like in movies or like product placement or I like to look for that. After I've seen it once.
Yeah, right. No, you kind of you start looking for was that pumpkin there? Well, that's the best one. The time travel.
When
the time travel, right?
Oh, well, I was going to say something else, but yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, that's the one I feel like when they do the time travel, I don't even know what episode that one is. Oh, man.
I think that was 3.
No. Oh, that got to be old.
4?
Whatever.
Whatever it is.
When what's your name gets the time thing, the time spindle thing. So I don't want to talk about it because I know I'm going to mess it up because I haven't seen it in a while. But I always watch it because don't forget at one point they're watching themselves. So I'm like, okay, what angle we like, because they're like, I'm all like, something's got to be different, and there was something different.
Yeah.
There was something out of place. I want to save that for that show, but there was something out of place that if you would watch the first time around, Hermione does, and the second time when they're watching themselves, she doesn't do because I'm crazy like that. Time travel and stuff like that. I watch a lot of Doctor Who, so I'm always like, okay, what's happening here? We're reliving ourselves, so it has to be exactly the way we saw it before.
Right.
Many shows don't get it done like that, but they try. They come close.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, whenever I like watch a show and stuff, I was watching something the other day, and the character had a necklace, and then like it pans away and it comes back to him. The necklace is gone.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, where'd it go? And then it didn't come back until the end of the scene.
The best is when they have something to drink and they're like holding it and they're like, and all of a sudden they come back and it's like the drink is like half gone. It's like further down.
Or like the food is like different.
And you're like, wait a minute, you just had it in your hand or it was just there and it's not there anymore. What happened? I love that. Yeah. I mean, I get it because they have to take so many takes.
Right. You have to pick the best one, but
at this time,
you gotta like sew it up a little bit better than that.
Doesn't make and break the movie.
I think it does.
No, it doesn't. You're tough.
No.
But I'm glad we're doing these because I didn't. Well, first of all, I feel like these are the greatest movies because I feel like if you watch it at like I'm just gonna use your sister. And Ashley's already probably going to be mad at me already. But if you take it when she was little, when she first started, and she watches them now, I bet you she has a different attitude when she first saw it. Like she first saw it, she said A, B, C. Now she sees it and she's like, oh, I don't really see A like that anymore. I see it more like this or that. And I think even now, as I grow, I'm 45. Now I'm watching it going, wow, this is so much different than when I watched it in my 30s. This is so different, like, just of how would I would react or do, and I'd be like, I wouldn't do this, or there was some point, like, I still think, like, if I was Harry and Ron, I would have took the car. There's no doubt. I would have been like, we're not missing school. No way. I wouldn't.
Well, I mean, if you're going to, like, I feel like if I was going to, like, spell school, I'd want to take the car. But, like, school.
It's like,
hell no.
I love we have to say, spell school and school.
Right.
Like if we could say normal school. Or regular school. It's
school.
Well, that's not true. I think if you're going to school for something you really love, like if you really like.
Well, yeah.
If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever it is, I always think like you want to go to school because it's your passion to learn about whatever your passion is.
When I went to beauty school, I was there every day. Like I was the mom of the group. I got all my work done.
Right.
Like
because you wanted to be there.
Right.
You wanted to do hair. You wanted to do. So that's your attitude. Now, if I went to beauty school, I'd probably be falling asleep. Like, I'm okay.
Right.
Like,
I mean, granted, there are parts I didn't like, but like I still.
There's nothing that you like totally. But I think I always feel that way. I always feel like it depends how bad you really want to do it.
Right.
Like we'll just go back to the door because I really wanted to do it. Not really.
Full circle.
I found a way to get it done. And it was fine too because Shannon's like, oh, that came out really good. I was like, stop lying to me.
No, I thought it came out really good.
But she said it came out good too. I think it came out good.
I get your notifications when you post, so I just have to be looking at my phone when you post. I'm like, oh my god, came out so good.
What a rich adore. Again, I was telling, just being funny about this. Like when we left the house, I closed the door and you can see the white, the teal, the purple, the blue so clearly, and it's like, oh, that's so like it came out really good, but you can't see the decals that well, and I'm like, that didn't come out good. And at night, the decals come out really good, and you can see the purple and teal, but you can't see the white stars. Like you
Yeah.
always seem to miss something in a certain way. So, but I guess I kind of take it that you get little gems at different times of the
Right.
day. That's how I'm taking
Right.
it. That, or I'm just gonna break the door.
Like, I'm just telling myself that. No, I think it came out cool.
Thank you. No, I'm actually kind of surprised because I'm not the artsy person.
Mhm.
So the fact that I did it is just like, I can't believe it. I can't. But again, I love this movie. This is Shannon's favorite. Like the whole movie, she was like, this is my favorite.
Mhm.
And by the time I was done, I was like, I can see why it could be someone's favorite.
Right.
This is really good. Even
I
though
can see why it could be somebody's favorite for each movie.
right, because it's so different. Each movie is
Mhm.
such a different adventure, a different thing, a different door opens, a different, like, you understand each
Right.
a little bit more. I don't know. I think the whole series is amazing. I mean, I give credit to the people who read the book too, because I'm
Right.
sure the books are probably even more amazing.
Could not be me.
That's not me either. That is not me. All right,
All
want to do
right.
a little? Do we have any news for today? Any goofy, silly news for the day?
Let's see. How many did we do last time? I think we did that.
All
one.
right. Oh, look at this. Woman finds out her toaster wasn't waterproof. She was shocked. I don't care. That's a
Notice
funny.
how I skipped that one.
I know.
last time?
That was a funny one. I don't care. I don't care. That's my personal favorite.
I think it's this one. I think we saw it.
Yeah, just read one.
All right, whatever. Florida man kidnaps scientists to make his dog immoral.
Well, that makes sense. Don't you want your dog to be immortal?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, at the end, like,
Here's my question.
oh, poor.
This is my
dog.
question. And I want to give props to the man that he took the time to work that hard to find a man, a scientist, or
Mhm.
someone that's in a field that could make like something in the way of making your dog immortal. Or did he just steal like a biochemist?
Did he just like try and
He's like,
find
I,
one?
I just do algae.
Dude.
I just do algae. Like, I don't know, guys. It's like stealing a
We'll
doctor.
figure it out.
It's just a doctor. It's like stealing a doctor.
Right.
You really have to know what's wrong with you because you just can't take a regular doctor. Like, you
Right.
just can't take a doctor if you have like a certain problem. You need
Mhm.
a particular doctor.
Right.
So
Everyone's like,
so if this man really did his homework and really, which I don't even know what field you look like. Where would you look that up?
the
Like,
black market.
you think they have a thing? Dog immortal scientists. This is their
Maybe.
names.
I don't know. He's stealing the people for Walt Disney to make him immoral. Like the scientists are trying to.
You know how bad, how sad is it that a man is willing to kidnap for the love of his dog? Think about that. Think how much he has to love his dog to break the law to kidnap somebody. See, I'm really changing this because it's stupid that someone would do something like this, and we
Right.
can all laugh at it. But take a second and think how much that dog must meant to him that he doesn't
Right.
want to put it to sleep. There must have been
Yeah.
an older dog. That's really actually really sad. That someone. I mean, I love my dogs, and I wouldn't want them to go. But
Right.
actually, very sad for Gugliotta and Rocky. I mean, I had a few others, but just the fact that I don't think I would have done that. But I think if they had something on the market that said they could live longer if you gave, I think, oh, you do it now. You see people do crazy surgeries. This couldn't have your dog live 6 more months. That's what they said to me
Right.
for mine.
Really?
My dog, Gugliotta was 19 years old. He was a dachshund. Do you remember Gugliotta? And he had lupus, and his skin, he was getting big sores, and it was really sad. And they said, "Oh, you can get medication that will help this, and maybe he'll live about 6 months longer." And I said, well, how much are the pills? And they were like $50 a pill or something crazy like that. And I was like, for 6 months,
Right.
that's not, that's not really much longer. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And And we
And
put
will it actually like make him feel okay enough for those?
no, like it was just to make the sores go away. He was really old. Like he
Yeah.
barely did anything. I mean,
Yeah.
when I say he was like 9 out of 10 times he slept all day, like and all night. He just, I mean,
Mhm.
if he didn't just get up to eat, and then go outside, and then he would sleep, and then half the time he didn't want to even and that would be it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's also 19, and do the math of 7 years,
Right.
and he was, oh my God, I got that dog at 18 weeks, and him and I were two peas in the same pod, and he was great with both my kids, so I have no complaints with that one.
It sucks.
But I think
Why
I
do
would.
dogs only live so long?
I know, but I think I would have done the same thing. Well, you had your own pup. You
Yeah.
had Bailey.
Yeah, that was a hard one. That was very. I still have PTSD from that.
Oh, I know.
That was hard.
I know. I remember your dad. I was sad. He was my buddy. I used to go over your house, and he always jumped in my lap.
We were having a party when it happened.
Oh, don't tell me that. I wasn't there. Thanks for inviting me. What else is new?
It was somebody's birthday.
Was it?
And we had people over, and we were playing the Wii, so I was focused on the Wii, and all of a sudden Sammy throws the remote and starts screaming. I'm like, what is going on?
You didn't lose that bad in bowling.
Right. I think we're playing Mario Kart. And I was like, what is your problem?
She's like, I just got turkey. Remember that when you bowled and you had so
I
many?
like when you throw it back and then I'll go, Wii.
And it's like turkey.
Right.
And she's like, why are you crying? I
Right.
just got turkey.
But then I look over and that was hard.
It was. It's always
And
hard.
then everyone left.
But see, I hate to tell you, and I know you don't believe this, but I'd rather that
Yeah.
than I had to put mine to sleep.
Right.
That it's like, it's the right thing to do because things were kind of going on him, and he was 19, which I don't know if you know is old for a dog.
That's an old.
And I mean, that's almost an adult child, like adult.
Right. You said 7 years, right?
Yeah. So, you just 133.
Holy crap.
That's 133. He was. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And it broke. My other one lived to 17. Rocky.
Yeah.
And I had to put them both. I had eventually, because they were just falling apart. Like, I mean, when I say falling apart, I mean like Rocky was blind. He couldn't walk. Rocky couldn't even walk at the end. Like, I used to have to pick him up and put him outside to go to the bathroom, and he just would just go. Like, it was no, he couldn't even walk. So, I mean, I'd rather have sometimes wake up and they've passed on or have that moment than have to do it. But you have to do what you got to do. But that's actually a sad thing. That wasn't even funny. But
You want to do another one?
yeah, one more, and we'll call it quits.
I don't want to say this one. You can do this one.
No. Oh, I know. Don't have to do that one. You can skip that one. I'll read one. Hold
Okay.
on. I like this one. Florida woman arrested for leaving Easter eggs with food, toilet paper, and porn in mailboxes. Well, first of all, why is the food and toilet paper, even the porn, why is that so bad? I mean,
I think.
why would she be arrested for that? I mean,
it's
she's
the whole
donating, and let's face it, after this whole
Right.
lockdown,
That's like
toilet
gold
paper,
right there.
that was gold. This
Right.
lady should have been like, I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't have called the cops on her. I would have been like, lady, you just fulfilled my whole dreams. You fed me, you cleaned me up afterwards with the toilet paper, and then you gave me porn. Who would complain about that?
And then more toilet paper.
I don't know. So how? What kind
Who
of?
called? Who knows?
Yeah.
Like
Who calls the cops?
This woman just left.
Oh my
an
gosh!
Easter egg.
I found an Easter. First of all, if it's an Easter egg, I've seen the big Easter eggs.
Right.
So there's only so much food you can put into an Easter egg with toilet paper, and then
And like, what
obviously-
kind of? Is it like a picture? Is it
like
a
a book?
video? Is
Is it
book?
like like a magazine?
Right. A flash drive? Like
Was there a flash drive? Oh my god! I can't. You just said flash drive. That stuff's not cheap, flash drives. She's dropping off flash drives. I'll just tell you right now. She's putting some serious money in. I'm not calling the police. The fact that she's dropping the food, the toilet paper, and the flash drive. Oh my God. I think that was the best line I've ever heard in my life. Flash drive.
A link?
A link? No, it was in the...
You're right.
It was in the Easter egg. What kind of person? See, that's... those are the Karens in the world that call and be like, oh, honey, what?
Right.
We got food, toilet paper, and someone gave us a flash drive. Oh, my gosh. What is on this? I thought this was the Avengers.
It's labeled. Finding Nemo.
Wow, that's it for you. I was supposed to say I sponsored at the end, but I don't know if I'm going to now after the flash drive. You hot?
Crying.
I know you're crying. So, I don't know if anyone knows, but I'm fairly entertained. No one's watching us on our live except 2 people and our podcast. I don't know if anyone even got this far, but if you did, we had the flash drive, which was brilliant. Brilliant. I'm actually going to leave on that one. I don't even want to read
I don't
anymore.
think you can.
I
top
can't.
That.
We can't top that funny right there. That's amazing right there. Flash drive. So how many houses do you think she got with how many flash drives?
I don't know.
I'm just impressed.
Before she got caught, or before she stops doing it?
But I don't know. If someone's willing to give you some free stuff,
Was it in the mailbox?
I would imagine so. Didn't it say in the mail? You gotta make me read it again. For leaving. No, for leaving. It just says for leaving. Oh, so in mailboxes.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Which is
so
always a federal. That's a federal offense. When you touch anything in a mailbox, that's a federal offense.
She didn't touch anything in there.
No,
she
but
just
she
put
leaves.
it in
But
there.
yeah, but you can't leave certain things. Like you can't do that. That's a federal offense. Tampering with the mail.
I guess so.
But how is that really tampering? They're like she's
dropping stuff up.
I know she's dropping stuff off that they even didn't want. Why didn't you just get rid of? You could erase the flash drive, and then you could have had a nice, good flash drive.
Right?
I don't know. I just see this as a win-win situation.
I see no wrong.
I see no
Touch my
wrong.
mailbox anytime.
My address is no.
It's the one with the goofy geek door. Can't miss
If I get double eggs, that's it. I'm done.
I feel like I just have to drop one off.
You
You'll know.
Yeah, I'll know it's you. I'd be like, oh, it's a flash drive.
It calls the cops on me.
I'm not calling no cops. We'll never call the cops on this woman. I love it. It's a woman leaving it. It wasn't even a creepy guy.
Right.
It was a woman.
It's just a creepy woman, apparently.
Are they really creepy when it's I don't get that. That's a sexist thing.
Yeah.
Guys are creepy. Girls are kind of like, eh.
They're crazy.
Yeah, they're crazy. There you go. Crazy. Oh, this crazy lady laid me an Easter egg. It was full of toilet paper and food.
Gotcha.
Now, I will admit, like if you leave chickpeas for the food, I probably would be calling the cops. I'd be like, what chickpeas? No, chickpeas and that. You leave popcorn. I eat popcorn.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it'd
all
be
right.
popcorn.
Popcorn, toilet paper. Wait a minute, is the popcorn for the flash drive?
That's what I'm trying to get at. No lotion? Jeez.
Oh, no. All right.
On that note.
And ending on that note.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Or listening, whatever you're doing.
Yes. Remember, every Sundays. Now, every Tuesdays, we're on YouTube with the podcast, which obviously you guys can hear us, but it's every Tuesday. I'm supposed to say, you know what? I watch so many YouTubers, and they get it down so good. Like, what is it?
Subscribe.
Like, hit the bell. They have, like,
Right.
the thing. And I mean, I can barely remember our sponsor, the Goofy Geek Boutique, even our awesome mugs that we use every time we do this.
I actually switched my cup out today to use it for...
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was drinking out of my Mickey one.
Oh, yeah, were you?
Yeah. But you can't pass this up.
Nope, can't pass up that. And it has glitter. It's glittery.
Glittery.
All
right, let's end this.
Alrighty, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.